Now, as the title of this lecture suggests, how to go incognito mode, well, it's fairly straightforward. You would have probably noticed this button here, Turn on Temporary Chat. So let's click it and see what happens. So what are the reasons you might want to go into incognito mode without being obvious? Well, sometimes you're going to explore new ideas or test specific prompts in regards to those new ideas, perhaps, or even ask, dare I say, sensitive questions such as health diagnoses and so forth, but without saving anything to your chat history. So that's where this temporary chat feature excels. So you can kind of think of it as a incognito mode for ChatGPT. You'll get all the same features, but nothing from this chat is saved or remembered once you close it. Now, of course, when I say all the same features, you can upload files and so forth for working with during the chat, but that will all vaporize, if you will, once you close the chat or even refresh your screen, and I'll demonstrate that. So we've seen how to start a temporary chat. It's simply by clicking the temporary chat button to turn it on. But you're going to notice a statement, for safety purposes, we may keep a copy of this chat for up to 30 days. So what's actually happening as a result of that statement? Well, OpenAI apparently temporarily keeps a source copy of the chat for up to 30 days, purely for safety and compliance checks. For example, to review any reports of misuse. After that, the chat is permanently deleted. So it's not used for training the model. It's not added to your memory and not visible in your history. So you still have privacy. It's just a short audit window to help keep everyone safe. How you judge that statement is up to you. I'm not going to offer any opinion in that respect. It could change down the track. We don't know. So let's explore the key differences between a standard chat and a temporary chat. First one, no memory access. So no recalling of any previous chats or data. No history, so once you close it, it disappears completely. And no file persistence. That's probably the key question. Anything we upload, such as images and even images we generate and other document type files, they're going to be deleted once the chat ends. What happens in temporary chat stays in temporary chat. Let's have a quick look at how this will work. So I'm in my temporary chat. I'm going to demonstrate the effects of temporary chat, but I want to point out something that can catch you unaware that will break your incognito mode without you actually realizing it at the time, most particularly if you're busy working through some sample prompts and so forth, and you're uploading sensitive information by way of a prompt or indeed a file. So let me demonstrate. Firstly, let's ask a very simple question. Let's go to study and learn. Now I'm just going to say, explain a topic to me. Now this is the worst kind of prompt. It's so open-ended that ChatGPT is going to need to ask me more questions to establish what it is I want to know. Now, I'm not going to actually respond to this at this point. All I'm trying to demonstrate here is the effects of the temporary chat. Let's just get rid of that nag screen. It states you're in temporary chat, and you can hover over the information just to remind you of what it doesn't do. However, if I start a new chat, what will happen? I'm now in a standard chat mode. I'm not actually retaining the temporary chat or persisting the temporary chat feature. I will actually have to switch it back on. Now, the problem with this is, well, you might not consider it a problem, but if you're busy and you're working through some questions and answers with ChatGPT and you decide you want to start a new chat and you think you're still in temporary chat mode by selecting new chat, you're not. As you can see, you have to turn it on again. So bear that in mind. It's possibly a gotcha for you and keeping your incognito mode intact. But I have a workaround to demonstrate. Let's select that again. Now, the way to retain your temporary chat mode is this. Let me demonstrate firstly with a very simple prompt. Let's say create a practice quiz. Again, an inefficient prompt because we're not giving much information here, but I'll leave it there for now. If you get rid of that, you can see that you're in temporary chat. What happens if we refresh our browser window, or tab in this case? The chat disappears, which is what we wanted to do. It's not currently in the history. However, we are still in temporary chat mode. So bear that in mind. It's best to refresh your browser window if you plan to write multiple prompts within the temporary chat confine. Otherwise, if you click New Chat, you'll be taken out of temporary chat into standard chat, which means all of your history and uploaded information, sensitive information, will be saved as a result of your dialogue. So that's the gotcha you've got to watch out for. See you in the next lecture shortly. Bye for now.